Hello and welcome to a new video. In this video I will be assembling a few parts of the bike just to get me an overview of what I've got, if it fits, what parts are missing, what I need to do, what I need to overhaul, and generally just getting a bit of an idea about the state of the bike and how I need to work on it in the future. I also take care of installing new foot pegs, and I'm also replacing the old fuse box with a new one. So the first thing I do is I assemble the swing arm. For that I need to put on the mounting bracket for the rear brake, and I put on the chain guard. Next up is the swing arm shaft. This shaft has two little pins in it which connect to the eccentric pieces that you can see on the frame, and this is used to tension the chain. So if you tension the chain, you move the eccentric bit and it moves the entire swing arm instead of how it is usually on motorbikes where you just move the wheel. It also has two shim rings that go in between the frame and the swing arm to make sure that there's no play, and it is held in place in the eccentric pieces by two clips that need to be installed on the outside. So here you can see me preparing to put the swing arm in and to put the shaft through the swing arm bearings. Since the original pins were missing, I had to manufacture them myself. The measurements are from the parts list is 6mm in diameter and 35mm in height. So I grabbed the steel rod that I had lying around and cut it to size, and then I took the edge off using the drill press and a file. Getting the swing arm shaft through the swing arm is a bit more difficult than it would be on other bikes. The swing arm has two bearings that are in fact bushings which are made out of bronze. So getting the shaft through there without it catching on the bushes can be a little bit difficult, and it needs a bit of convincing using a hammer. With the shaft and the pins now in place, the last thing that needs to be done is to install two clips inside the eccentric piece that keep the shaft in place, and after that it's just two caps on the eccentric piece to make sure that no water can get in there. With the swing arm now in place and the eccentric pieces clamped down by two bolts, it's time to install the suspension. Both of these shocks are old and their seals are worn through, so for now they're just placeholders. I'm considering whether I can find a kit to just replace the gaskets inside and make them work again, but it might be cheaper to just buy different ones. For now they're just placeholders to see how the bike comes together. Next up is installing the rear wheel, which is a really straightforward process. It's just take the wheel axle, put in the spacers, put the axle through, put the nuts on each side of the axle, and that's it. Now with the wheel in place and spinning properly, it's time to install the rear brake. The brake master cylinder goes in the frame with two bolts, and the brake caliper goes onto the caliper bracket on the swing arm with 2 other bolts. It's really quite straightforward. Since none of this is a final install, I don't tighten all the bolts all the way through, and one of the bolts on the brake caliper itself is really quite difficult to get to in this state as well. So as you can see here, I'm not really tightening everything completely solid. I'm just doing it hand tight to see if everything fits and how it looks and if everything works. Next up is installing the rear foot peg brackets and the rear brake lever to see if they fit up and if there's any issues with fitment. Next up is the air filter box, which goes right below where the seat will go on. Now it's time for the rear fender. I put this in to see how it fits up to the frame, because the fender got damaged in the accident that this bike has been in. It's got a few dents and it's bent out of shape in a few places, and I need to make sure that it lines up with the bolt holes in the frame and that I can put it in. After I've put it on, you can tell I'm not really screwing it in at this point, because I realized that I need to work on it for it to fit properly. So afterwards I put on the seat bracket and the seat to see how the bike will look. Next up is the foot pegs. I bought 2 foot pegs that have the same bolt diameter as the original bracket does, and I've got 2 bolts lying around that have the same diameter to fit in there. I need to modify the bolts so that they will secure the foot peg in place properly. For this I'm just putting the bolt in the drill press and using a saw blade to cut a groove for a retaining clip into the bolt. Afterwards I cut the bolt down into size and then I file off the bolt head so it looks nicer. The springs that keep down the foot pegs are springs that I had lying around from a different project bike, and I could just put them in properly. Next up is the fuse box. The old fuse box is really old and it's got some corrosion, and one of the connectors is even broken off. So I'm replacing it with a new, very generic one. Since I want to keep the old mounting points on the bike, I've decided to use the old fuse box as a base plate and mount the new fuse box to the old one. So I'm taking apart the new fuse box here, and then I drill a hole through the center, which I will use to mount the new fuse box to the old one. To turn the old fuse box into a mounting plate, I take out all the contacts and then I file down the plastic until I've got a flat plate. Now I put a screw through the bolt hole, put everything back together, and on the bike it looks just like OEM. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a good time and see you again on another video. Goodbye!